Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Are we actually live this time? Oh gosh, the match is starting. Okay. All right. What is up, Phenom fam? Welcome back to the YouTube channel, and welcome to a stream that I'm very excited about. This is WWE 2K23, and this is the MyRise mode. And if you couldn't tell by the title, we're going to be doing it with an interesting, shall we say, creator wrestler. I apologize for being a couple minutes late. I was having some technical difficulties, but here we are. So I thought I was live, honestly, but we were having technical difficulties, so we weren't. So we missed the opening cutscene, but basically we debuted on Raw, and we're going to fight Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. For some background on our character, okay? His name is YOLO McSwiggins. Now, you might be wondering, what kind of name is that? Well, listen. It's a custom character that I've been making on every WWE game since 2K14. He's gone through many iterations, but the things that stay the same in my head canon is that he's the evil twin brother of Ronald McDonald. Yes, you heard that right, the McDonald's mascot. So he does bear a somewhat of a resemblance to him. You know, he's grown into his own a little bit more in the more recent games, so he doesn't look exactly like his brother Ronald, but you know, it's you can see the resemblance. You know, you can't fight genetics. So there's that. What's up, Edward? Welcome to the stream. What else do we need to know about YOLO McSwiggins? Also, the name is obviously a relic of the time that it was created in. Playing some MyRise too. Hell yeah, Edward. Well, I accidentally played the first cutscene, so we have unfortunately missed our introduction to YOLO McSwiggins, but I think he needs no introduction, so let's get into the match. We're facing Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship, and yeah, this is YOLO McSwiggins. He's a big... I think I made him like maximum height, but he's also I think he's a cruiserweight, even though he's like 7'6". He's a high flyer. Yeah. Ronald McDonald's estranged brother. Twin brother. He's beautiful. Yes, he sure is. I finished my rise in a day. Nice. Maybe I should, like, do the objectives instead of just fighting Sami Zayn. I didn't really realize there was, like, objectives. I don't remember. Did they do that last year? Or was it only for certain matches that you had to, that it was, like, set up like showcase mode? But, yeah, this is my first real dive into MyRise. I did start it with another male character. But I only got as far as finishing this match and watching the outcome from it. And then I stopped playing. So, to be honest, I don't know if it's that good. Well, the thing is that YOLO McSwiggins is going to make it good. So, yeah. Have I done showcase yet? Yes, I did. I liked it. I always liked the showcase modes for the most part. I thought it was a nice, fun little... a nice, fun little jaunt through John Cena's history. I did want to stream it, but I was worried about getting a copyright strike with all of the actual match footage that they show, so I didn't want to risk it, so I just played through it off camera. Because I had gotten videos taken down in previous years of the showcase modes, so... I think 2K16, I had like 2 or 3 videos get copyrights. I don't think they were strikes, they just got removed. Because of the copyrighted material, but... Nope, wrong taunt. But just trying to get all the unlockables, you know, I need Zeke, my guy. I felt that. I believe it. What's up, Jaden? Whoa. Yes, Jaden. Whoa is the only appropriate reaction when you see the power of YOLO McSwiggins. So for everyone just joining us, this is a YOLO McSwiggins is a custom character that I've been making since 2K14. And he is, in my own head, the estranged brother of Ronald McDonald. He's the evil twin brother of Ronald McDonald. He does bear some resemblance. He's definitely less resemblance than he used to. But, you know. And, obviously his name is a product of the time. And now he's the Intercontinental Champion. The lock starts off kind of like a shit show, but once everything settles down in due time, it's epic. Nice, nice. Also, JP, welcome to the stream. Yo, do you think Cody Rhodes' entrance music will get patched to work with his alternate attires in his second entrance? Honestly, I hope so. Because, I mean, at the very least, getting it patched so that it works on his other attires and entrance would be great. Ideally, though, I would really like to be able to use it for any entrance, because I really would like to make that my entrance music. Not like it matters, because I never get to hear it, because, you know, creator safe mode. I can't even hear friggin' the commentators in the story mode, and that definitely takes away some of the enjoyment here. But I hope so. I hope so, Prince. Jacob, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another banger of a stream here with the HexxedPhenom. Well, thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. The back of his hair looks kind of like a rose. And I'm okay with that. It's kind of cool. Can't believe WWE let this man wrestle. See, he really is an anomaly of science, right? Because YOLO McSwiggins is, of course, roughly 7'4", but he's also a cruiserweight and a high flyer. So, you know, I mean, he's just, how he does it, I don't know. How he could be 7'4" and also be under 205 pounds, the world may never know.
Ready for your big Raw debut tonight?
Yeah.
Hey, Shawn.
Get out there.
Look at how I tower over Shawn Michaels. I'm like, I'm not even like fully in the frame.
And you've earned it.
Thanks.
Currently finishing the Faction Warfare storyline. My guy just lost the IC belt. I think I'm close to unlocking Jean-Paul Levesque. Nice.
Talent Relations didn't tell you? It's for this documentary thing they're shooting on you. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. It's Cat, right?
Yep, Cat with a K, K-A-T.
Cat with a K.
Myself earlier, but when I'm shooting these, I gotta be a fly on the wall.
You're going to be seeing a lot of Cat over the next year.
Cool.
Gotta document the rise of the next big thing. The future world champion.
I appreciate that they made him look up at me because he's so tall. They could have easily just left Shawn Michaels looking the exact same, like, you know what I mean? Like, they could have just had him generically staring in my direction, like, looking at me, like, as if, you know what I mean? Like, as if I was the same height as him. But I appreciate that they actually have him looking up because he's so tall.
I can't assume you've seen any of your matches before this.
All I think about with The Lock is Sheamus narrating the story.
Look,
Here we see The Lock making his debut right here in the WWE.
put their spin on
That was a bad Sheamus impression, but it was like a not horrible Irish voice.
a huge improvement.
In the WWE.
Names sound too much like The Rock.
It does, but yeah, it's fine.
Do you mind? Think of
I love how, like, I don't know if, I'm sure they did it on purpose, but I think it's funny how, like, meta this conversation is of, like, we gotta, come on, man, like, can I use the name that I had for the rest of my career? And they're like, nah, that's not what we do around here.
No. Corporate requires me to say and do a lot of things, but that's not one of them.
I don't know. It feels restrictive. I just want to be myself.
I hear
Dude,
you.
the 7-foot tall green man with like 12 different types of facial hair is complaining that he can't be himself. Like, my dude, you're 7 foot tall, green. Your entire body is covered in tattoos. You got a sick ass facial hair.
About you. And
Just they're shooting this documentary about you.
a lock.
Is that left over from John Cena's chain gang days?
Maybe.
Remember when Kozlov said I love WWE? Yeah, I do. I do remember that. The best storyline I've seen so far is Drew Gulak joining Alpha Academy and Matt Riddle in 24/7 title and MVP winning to be on the cover of a 2K game. Hell yeah.
Because remember, you're the lock.
I don't want to be the lock.
We good here, or...?
Yep, got what I needed. That's a cut.
Nice. All right, let's get into it. You gotta be the lock. Yeah, I know. I know I have to be. Well, unless I play as a woman, but...
Week 2 on Raw.
I'm not the lock. I'm YOLO McSwaggins.
Say hi last week. That was a hell of a debut.
Thanks, Gabriel.
I'm amazed YOLO fit into that damn safe. That is the impressive thing now that I think about it.
Seriously? I've been in WWE.
Dude was definitely crouched down in there.
I think whoever's watching will know.
I gave my guy the twerking moonsault. Biggest mistake I ever made. I can't stop laughing. Damn it, that's the move I was looking for that I couldn't find. That's like, typically that's YOLO McSwaggins' like signature move, is the twerking moonsault.
Thanks.
Damn it, I'll have to change that.
Just wanted to welcome you to WWE. I know it can be hard sometimes for people to.
I'm gonna make that one of my finishers,
Going okay
actually.
so far, but yeah, it's a bit of an adjustment since I didn't come up through the Performance Center.
I'm gonna do that before we even start the next match, actually.
Okay. Well, let me give you some quick tips to fit in. Make sure you fist bump and or shake everyone's hand every time you see them. Be willing to give up your first-class seat if there are veterans and coach. And never sneeze around the big boss. Never. Well, I don't want to overwhelm you, but if you ever need any help or advice, I got your back.
I think I'm good, but thanks.
All right. Later, Luck.
Call me champ.
Okay, champ.
That was a good dry run. Now let's do another take without the interruption from the Raw welcoming committee.
Does he have a name for his fans like how Amos has the Homo sapiens? The...
I think we got it. I need to
I don't know, we need to workshop this. God, I can't stand Gabe's face. The Swaginators? The Swaginators is kind of cool. The Swaggin section, yeah, there we go. The Swaggin section, let's go. That's a good one. That's a good one, Edward. Oh my god, thank god I got the Loctites. The Swaggies. That's not bad, that's not bad. 208 upgrade points. Alright, well we're gonna... just... how much... Alright, so we can get everything to level 5 right off rip. And then we can get either one thing to level 7 or two things to level 6. I'm gonna do resilience, and he is a high flyer, so maybe I should do aerial and running. Yeah, fuck it. All right, we're an 86 overall. I'm gonna change that move set first before we think about it. Or I mean, before we... What? before we get into the next match. It's not as funny as the Cesaro section, but it'll work. Honestly, if they just if they what they should do, right? Like the Cesaro section where they just had the little tiny pieces of paper that said Cesaro section or whatever it said, Cesaro section or just Cesaro. That's what we need to really complete the in-ring. Oh, but these are both pretty good. I don't know. What are my signatures? Oh, I already have this as a normal move, I think. All right, let me see what this one is. This man is the next world champion in the universe mode. Honestly, I can't... Okay, I'm going to be 100% real with you guys. I can't tell you how many times I've considered over the years, just with no context and without even, like, explaining what the fuck is going on, how many times I've considered just having Yola McSwiggins just show up randomly in the universe mode somewhere. Like, maybe he just jobs out to somebody. He's like an enhancement talent for just one episode, and then he's never heard from again. I've thought about doing that so many times. And me and Tyler joke about it all the time. All right. What is this thing called? Is it literally called the twerking moonsault? Oops. No, isn't it booty popping moonsault or something weird like that? I think that's what it used to be called. I don't know what it's called now. B-O-B-O-B-O. Yeah! Let's go! Yeah! Let's go! I have a Cesaro section t-shirt, and every time I wear it... Everybody has, why are you wearing a Caesarean section t-shirt? Man. I would love trying to explain that to people. Being like, no, it's not what it means. I would honestly just double down on it. I'd be like, yeah. You got a fucking problem? Oh no, why did the volume turn down on my headphones? Sheesh. Hola, what's up, Hannah? Welcome to the stream. Much appreciate you. Alright. What are these optional things? Gabriel Slade. I don't know why it's on easy. Let's go normal. I'm gonna talk to this guy. This guy.
Hey, champ. Long time no see. You here to cash in on some more tips from a certified locker room vet?
Yeah, I was...
Great question.
Oops. Didn't mean to skip.
From my experience, matches get booked in one of two ways. Talking to people, or checking your social media messages.
Oh, so he's literally just like a walking tutorial.
All right.
How do I improve? Okay.
All right.
I'll keep...
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
Who's this jobber? I don't know. He calls himself a locker room veteran, but I've never heard of him. Hey, Maylee, she's from the 2K22 women's
Wanna join my book club?
thing.
I tried to
Show
record
Robert
Robert
Roode, who's got the best
Roode.
finishing
He said
move.
The only part of a book he likes is the ending. Or as he
I thought his
calls
name
it,
was...
the
I thought
book's
they changed his name back to
finishing
Bobby
move.
Roode. They
He
should.
said he's got the best ending in WWE, but I thought maybe you could take him on and show him yours?
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm going to show Bobby Roode whose finisher is better. Nope, still Robert. Really? I don't like that. I don't think I like that, guys. I don't think I do. Oh my god, I forgot that Kyrie Sane's my champion entrance. I wish you guys could have seen my actual entrance that I made, though. That was sick. I guess you guys are going to have to wait till I drop the title. From the edge of reality.
At 25 pounds, the WWE
Has horrible stats, which is wild since he apparently is a 4-time champ. Yeah. Clown McDonald. Kind of sick. I don't know. I miss Kairi Sane, if we're being honest. I hate that because TNA made Robert Roode. Yeah. Alright, well, I guess we don't need to watch the full entrance. When can I change my attire back? Maybe I could have done that already, honestly. I don't know if this is going to give me copyright, so I'm going to skip it just in case, even though I love Bobby Roode's entrance. Robert! Oh my god, he got fucking faked out so hard. I would give it all to see Robert Roode be NXT champion again. Robert Roode did have a great run in NXT. And another thing you guys will probably notice about me is that I typically like to give YOLO McSwaggins is, I usually like to give him a pretty over-the-top moveset. Oh, no. Your universe mode is starting great. You're giving LA Knight more wins than he does in IRL. Oof. Yeah. To be fair, well, that's all Tyler. Tyler writes all the stories for SmackDown, and I write all the stories for Raw. But yeah. Yeah, I feel like they need to give him a push on TV. I wonder what Mr. Rob would be doing right now if he didn't recently have surgery. I mean, right now, seeing as how it's midnight, either just finishing up a live show or you'd be on the road to the next event, probably. This man better have the Kurt Angle moonsault. I honestly don't remember everything I gave him. I just remember I was up until like 3 a.m. last night. Or editing his moveset. Oh no! Oh no! Sir? 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 Reversal icons, where have you gone? Sir? Oh no, 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 no! Alright, get in the damn ring. I'm sick of this business. When the Steiners come out, you have to give them the Steiner screwdriver. Is that move not in the game? I don't remember. Latino Heat, Latino Heat. Sick. Sick, dude. Oh, why? Sir, you're lucky. Get wrecked, Robert Roode.
Here is your winner, Clown McDonald.
I wish, wish a guy had the shoosh thing from Chat G. He does have the Titantron. There's a section of the mode where you did mocap footage for 2K against everyone's favorite 2K original character, B-Hole Cole. I bet they're going to make their own version for them, though. Yeah, probably. They need to put a move in the game called Steiner Math. It's just you standing in front of a fucking chalkboard doing math equations. Oh my god, now Adam Pearce wants to talk to me? Don't disrespect Cole, that man is a BCW legend. Yeah.
Welcome to Raw. Gotta say, I've been a fan of your work for a while. Can't say the same for Drew Gulak, though. I heard him mention your name in a rant about superstars who lack fundamentals.
Oh, fuck you, Drew. My fundamentals is that I'm 7'4" and I got green skin, okay? Those are my fundamentals. I gotta give this guy a piece of my mind. If those two things aren't fundamental to wrestling, then I don't know what is. Nah, that would break the game faster than a Kane promo crashes the stock market. Oof. You're right, though. Alright, what's with these stupid attires? Just give me the one that I made! What's the difference between WWE 22 and 23? I can only really compare the PS5 version of both games. I will say overall, most, if not all, of the wrestlers look better in just about every way. Either their models have been updated, or just the new graphics engine makes everybody look way better, in my opinion. Like, see, you don't notice it until you see side-to-side comparisons, but different lighting. My GM is improved upon. There's new. You can use tag team titles. There's the Intercontinental and US titles. You can have more matches on shows now. It's just more in-depth. Universe mode has some cool improvements with the different rivalry actions and the cutscenes that they added. For the most part, creator wrestlers look a lot better as well. Like, without even using the face, like, photo capture option, you can make wrestlers that look texture-wise almost as realistic as the actual WWE superstars. Which is cool. Smoother gameplay. I will say, for the most part, it is a smoother gameplay experience. I do say, or I will say, that I don't really like the new fatigue system. Because I feel like it makes the game a little more sluggish than I would like at times, but you can turn that off in the menus, but that'll only really turn it off for like exhibition matches and universe matches. You can't really turn it off, as far as I know, for... That would probably also take effect in my GM matches if you play them. But other than that, I think that the only mode that I think is worse off this year is My Faction. My faction is definitely set up to be a money pit in the future, and I'm sure that's what they're setting up for, because that's how the NBA 2K equivalent game mode is. It's very money hungry, and like, oh, spend like $100 to open like 20 of these card packs and you might get a diamond card, but probably not. But you know, granted, there's no diamond cards accessible in the game right now, but there will be, I'm sure, pretty soon. Sorry, let me catch up on chat here for a sec. Loving universe mode so far. I'm 20 episodes into my universe mode already on YouTube. Hell yeah, Charm City. I respect the grind. 20 episodes. Nice. Uncanny Comics. Is it just me or are Tag and Trio's entrance messed up in universe and I can't fix them? The problem I've run into in universe the most is when I would try to set up actions like the rivalry actions. If it was like, say, so I had a tag team match set up, and say it was like, I think it was the Street Profits versus the Usos, and I tried to set up a rivalry action, and instead of just playing, it was like something like that the Usos would attack the Street Profits after the match or something like that, or before the match, maybe, I don't remember which one. And instead of showing the cutscene of that happening, it would just like simulate through it, and then it would turn the tag match into a one-on-one, and then it was just Angelo Dawkins and Jimmy. And I was just like, what? And that kept happening every time I tried to use the rivalry actions. So that's the thing that I've seen that's been messed up so far. Oh, Caleb Braxton. If you noticed that... Wait a minute. I thought it was... Oh. See, thought it was a copy-paste with a little improvement, an updated roster, and some other stuff, just like EA do with their games. I mean... I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's like... It's like more than that, but not like... significantly more than that, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't go into this expecting a whole new experience, but if you liked 2K22, this builds on that, and I think for the most part polishes the issues that I had with 2K22, other than making my faction worse. If you notice that at PLEs, it doesn't seem that rivalries are ending properly. Oh, great. That's good to know when we're going to record our first premium live event tomorrow. And if you download an alternate attire right now, the wrestler's invisible in cutscenes. Nice. Zach says, yo, what would get your big green guy really over if he came out during his entrance trying to sell the Surge drinks from the 90s? Honestly, I'm into that. I'm into that idea. Wait, that was kind of a glitch. LOL. I honestly wasn't even paying attention. I was too busy talking. I was not paying attention to what happened. Managers are very messed up in universe mode. The only issue I'm having with rivalries is when you get to the pay-per-view and they're supposed to end, and unless you choose to extend them, they're not. That's weird. It's definitely not a copy-paste. The gameplay is so much smoother. The cutscenes make universe mode much more playable. Yeah, I just, like, for me, the cutscenes have not worked yet. Yeah, it did that too, but I also added Dominic to Judgment Day in his entrance. He takes Rhea's spot, and I don't know how to fix it. Because I don't think there's any actual, like, four-man entrances. I think that might be why. I could be wrong. But I thought I read that somewhere. There's not actually any usable four-person entrances. This is going to be me with my title entrance again. Oh, oh my gosh. I forgot to change my attire again. Hey, what's up, Nick? Welcome to the stream. Nick says, how is everyone? I'm doing good, Nick. How about you? Unfortunately, they need to fix the way they do stables. It's been that way all the way since the Wyatt family. Fortunately, you have to have your leader in a tag team spot to be in the lead position. That's so dumb. Everything with the entrances is screwed up. You can't give yourself a championship entrance without being specifically a championship entrance, and you can't edit trios entrances regularly. Yeah, that was another thing I was disappointed in, because I wanted to just use the entrance I already had just with the title around my waist, and it wouldn't let me do that. Which is why I went with Kairi Sane's, because I was just like, well, this is the most funny for this guy to have. So... Why does your character look like the Will Smith as Genie, but green with purple hair? You know, now that you mention it, I do kind of see the resemblance, but I promise you that was not the intention. So for anybody just joining us, we are playing MyRise in WWE 2K23 with a character that I call YOLO McSwaggins. Now this is, in my own little headcanon for this character, he is the evil twin brother of Ronald McDonald, of course. And basically this is a custom character that I've been making in every WWE game since 2K14. Just as like a meme. But I've made him in every game, and he's definitely changed looks. But it's always been the same basic concept that he bears a slight resemblance to Ronald McDonald. It was definitely like much more of a one-to-one in the his original iterations, but he's definitely grown into his own a little bit more as the years have gone by. But I thought it would be fun to do my career, or MyRise, excuse me, as it's called now, with YOLO McSwaggins. But the coolest thing about him, I think, and there's a lot of cool things about him, trust me, as you guys could tell. But he's 7'4", okay? But he's a high flying cruiserweight, despite being 7'4". So, you know, really, it just comes down to what can't he do? I mean, look at that. Are you kidding me? Andre the Giant, the Big Show, they couldn't do that. Why did your... okay, read that. Good. My friend and I did the 2K23 draft, and he picked Roman and Brock for his first 2 picks, and I picked Cody and Seth. Hey, Cody and Seth were my first 2 picks, too, so I'm a little bit biased, but... I have to say, my guy, I love your universe mode. In my opinion, you guys are right up there with Gore and Perkins when it comes to universe mode content. Charm City, I really, 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 really appreciate that. Gore and Perkins, definitely legends in that community. So, to be even compared to them is definitely, what's the word? An honor, I guess I would say. Does he have an evil restaurant? Yes, actually. So I'm glad you asked. So in my headcanon, YOLO McSwaggins is is the mascot for Friendlies. And the main reason for that is because at the time that YOLO McSwaggins was created, directly across the street from the McDonald's in my town was a Friendlies. So it only made sense for it to be like a turf war type situation. And so he's the mascot for Friendlies. I wish I could be half of what you all are. Charm, I really appreciate that, man, but don't sell yourself short. Because I don't know about Tyler, but I could definitely speak for myself when I say that sometimes we're just winging it, man. Like, I mean, I'll keep it 100% honest with you guys. I hadn't started writing storylines yet by the time that we started recording. Or, well, I guess I started recording because Tyler wasn't here for the first 2 episodes. But, so, the Raw that you guys saw was just entirely made up on the spot. So, our first official episode, which should have been, like, this meticulously planned out thing, it was just like, I was sitting here right before I hit record, and I was just like, okay. The only person that I knew right away that I wanted to be champion was I knew I wanted... Cody Rhodes to be United States champion. Other than that, I didn't know how he got there. I didn't know who else was going to be champion. And then literally like Wednesday after work, I'm just like, okay, what am I doing? Who's going to be champion? You know, what matches should I do? And I was just like, okay, well, I have to set up for a pay-per-view or a premium live event. I'm not used to that yet. That's in 2 weeks, so you know, what can I do? You know, I can't really start a 2-week rivalry. That doesn't make sense. So it made sense to do the whole, like, oh, you know, 2 tag team matches, and the 2 winners will face each other the next week, and then they'll face the champions at the pay-per-view, and it's, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, completely made up all the matches on the fly. Or maybe on the fly is, I guess, not the right way to describe it, but literally right before I hit record, I was like, okay, here we go. All right, cool. You Tyler definitely up there with the best. Up there with Lauren Perkins, Brendan Plays, Mathwiz, 97X, and all the other Universe Mode greats. I really appreciate that, guys. I know we've failed to be consistent in the past. We've only really ever finished 1 Universe Mode, and I don't even know if you could count 2K19 because, yes, technically we made it to WrestleMania and did it, but we also had to skip, like, I don't remember exactly what we did, but I remember we skipped, like, a couple of months. We were just like, yeah, we're just going to skip to WrestleMania. Because 2K, I guess that would have been 20 was about to come out. But and in the past, we had been, like, really anal about being like, oh, no, like, I really don't want to record an episode by myself. Like, I feel like the vibes are off if Tyler's not here, yada, yada, yada. And, like, I think part of it was making an excuse. But, I mean, there is some truth to it. Like, I can definitely carry myself through a commentary, but it's just, it's mine and Tyler's series. We should be, you know, doing it together. You know what I mean? Hype to use Cody. Please understand you just said it yourself. Putting you guys in the same category is meant respectfully, not disrespectfully. No, 100%. Don't tell Tyler I said this, but he gives me Bobby the Brain Heenan vibes from Bobby's 80s commentary, the way he talks about the superstars and rags on you. Yeah. I like the dynamic we have, though. And, like, I would say, like, the majority of the time, like, right after Tyler gets done, like, making fun of me or whatever, right after that, we're both laughing about it. Like, as soon as we cut the camera or transition into the next thing, like, we're both laughing about it. What's up, Kevin? Welcome to the stream. And hey, you guys are still going. I mean, Brandon has said he's done with Universe Mode after this year. And Matthews didn't continue after 19. So kudos. That's not me knocking them, by the way. I mean, again, you know, not to rag on myself here, but I mean, part of that could also be, and granted, I don't watch them a ton. Like, I know generally what they do, but I don't watch a ton of WWE games content myself outside of, like, news about the game. I don't really watch, like, other people's universe modes because I don't. Maybe this is like a not pretentious, but maybe this is like just a weird thing. But, like, I don't want to, like, subconsciously see a cool storyline that someone's doing, and then when I'm coming up with storylines, like, accidentally basically steal their story, if that makes sense. So I try not to watch other universe mode content like that. But I don't know. I feel like the fact that we're still going is mostly helped by like this like motivation to like actually finish a series our way instead of having to either skip parts or like cut stuff down or just not finish at all. And like we're really committed to that. We really just want to be able to say that we did it, I think is the thing. Super auto, Greg, you know what I mean. The way you guys interact with each other reminds me so much of Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby. It's interesting you say that, because, I mean, I don't know about Tyler, but I've never watched, like, old school WWE like that. So I have, like, really no idea what their style is like together in terms of commentary. But it's cool that those comparisons can be made. You know what I mean? You and Tyler are pretty great together. It definitely comes down to the fact that I've known Tyler now for 10 years. That's actually crazy to me. Holy shit. That makes me feel old. And I'm like, I know I'm not even that old, but that makes me feel old that I met Tyler 10 years ago. Holy shit. But yeah, we've been good friends ever since then, so there's definitely literally a decade of chemistry there, so okay. Before I forget, appearance. Please tell me it saved my actual attire. Oh, yeah. Well, it's right here. So let's... Do I not get to use it? Do I really have to use their pre-made outfit for now? That's going to make me mad. Because are you telling me I can't wrestle in that drip? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The drip. Are you kidding me? That's what I want to wrestle in, dude. That drip. Thank you, Alex. And also, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Ugh, cringe. I don't like that, Edward.
Happy Corbin has been mouthing off about his football career.
When he gets going, you got to give me just one. Will you stop it? I'll have you thrown out of here in a minute. Just to give a nod to Gorilla Monsoon. Hell yeah. Subscribe to a lot of them, but don't watch their gaming content other than you guys and Mathwiz. Can't think of any real episode by episode WWE YouTubers I watch. Push notifications for the win. Glad to catch the stream live. Hell yeah, man. It is. I always am so interested in how YouTube works, because the fact that you're only just getting the push notification now when I've been live for... Well, I guess maybe you didn't just get it now, but whatever. But there's been times where, like, I got a push notification for something, like... Or I've seen people get push notifications for things, like, hours after it's gone live. Like, I mean, case in point, the other day, Hannah, which I don't know if she's still watching, but she was in the chat earlier. When I uploaded that episode of... It was either Raw or SmackDown. I don't remember which one. Maybe Raw. She didn't get a push notification for it. I uploaded that Wednesday night at like 10 p.m. And she randomly got a push notification for it at work the next day at like 2 in the afternoon. So like 14 hours later. Oh, no, I messed it up. No. No. When did you start watching wrestling? Also, was it a shared interest between you and Tyler beforehand, or did one of you get the other into wrestling? Me and Tyler We both liked wrestling before we met. I got into wrestling. I don't remember exactly when it was. I was pretty young. Like, maybe 6, 7 years old, maybe. I'm trying to think of where the timeline would line up. Maybe that's not right. The first match I ever remember seeing, I remember, like, flipping through the channels randomly, and I remember landing on an episode of SmackDown, and I vividly remember that the Hardy Boys were wrestling. I don't remember who they were wrestling, but I vividly remember it was the Hardy Boys. It was, like, the first image I ever saw of wrestling. And ever since then, Jeff Hardy was, like, my absolute favorite, because I was like, yo, what is this guy doing? Running around and doing flippy shit? Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, I love this. I don't remember when that was, though. I would say, like, 2006, 7, maybe? I really don't remember exactly. But, I met Tyler through a mutual friend of ours, JP, friend of the channel. I'm sure you guys have, at the very least, seen him in the chat and on live streams and stuff. You guys know JP. Most of you, maybe not all of you, but you guys should know JP. Some of you. Yeah, we met at, like, mutual hangouts with JP. And then, for a while, a big group of us used to get together to watch, like, every WWE pay-per-view when the WWE Network first came out. We would get together for pretty much every pay-per-view. And that's kind of where it all started for me and Tyler. Wish I had a friend that was local that was into wrestling games like this so I could do what you two do. Or Goran Perkins. I could have so much fun with it, but I don't have anyone near me. Honestly, I mean, it's not ideal, and I know it's not exactly the same, but, you could try doing maybe, like, if you maybe have somebody online that you play with, maybe you could do something with them like that. I mean, granted, you can't do online universe mode unless you do share play on PlayStation. I know that's not an ideal situation at all, because even under the most ideal conditions, share play is a mess, but... Oh, I keep forgetting to do the booty pop and moonsault. I gotta break that out for you guys. But, oh no, they're getting a rope break, probably. No, I guess not. Sorry in advance, but this is my roster I drafted. Cody, Seth, Solo, Bobby, the Street Profits, Austin Theory, Ray and Eddie, Judgment Day, DX, Damage Control, Lexa Imperium. I'm gonna send the rest. Nice, that's a pretty stacked list. Is there ever gonna be another version of Bautista? I mean, I'll say never say never. I was hoping that Bo would come back at some point, and I still think that's possible to continue the gimmick. There was somebody that I had in mind to continue the gimmick with, but I don't remember who it was that I had an idea for last year. I don't remember, though. I will say it's more than likely there will be someone who does that gimmick of dressing up as other wrestlers and wrestling like them. I just don't know who it'll be or when it'll be. But that's some of the most fun I've ever had, was just sitting there and laughing to myself, making them, knowing that Tyler would... Here's a little behind the scenes. Whenever Bo Dallas had a new gimmick, like Bautista and Rey Mysterio, Bo, whatever, you know, any of them. like Tyler's first time seeing those those gimmicks would be as we're recording. So it was always hilarious to me because Tyler obviously thought it was funny, but his character, in his heel character, he had to be mad about it. So it would be so funny to me, him like trying to fight back laughter, and you can hear it in his voice of him trying to fight back laughter while he's trying to be angry about it. But yeah. Let's see. Shotzi, Braun, Ricochet. First time watching wrestling was like, said you're doing your first pay-per-view tomorrow. I was wanting you to hit me up on Twitter and let me know if your rivalries actually end or if it's just a glitch on my end. Honestly, because Universe Mode was giving me so many problems, I might, I'm not sure yet. I might just record it in Exhibition. We'll see, though. If it plays nice in Universe Mode, I'll do it that way, but yeah, I'll let you know. First time watching wrestling was in like 2014, and I randomly flipped on to the USA Network during this segment where the Ascension debuted on Raw. Honestly, that would be a pretty sick way to get into wrestling. Shotzi, Braun, Ricochet, Carmelo Hayes, The Rock, Karrion Owens, Liv Morgan, Bad Bunny, The New Day, American Alpha, LA Knight, Grayson Waller, Hit Row, Hurt Business. Pretty deadly. Solid list, solid list. Friend of mine is worried that if Bray Wyatt really did quit the company, that they're going to make 2K remove him from the DLC like they did with Nash Carter after he got fired.
Wow.
I don't know, man.
Look who it is. Sammy, what happened to your neck?
Don't get cute with me. You know exactly what happened.
Yeah, I have no idea what to think of that whole situation.
And as a result, I lost, suffering emotional and physical damages. After
The Hart Foundation, Edge and Beth, R-Truth, Roxanne, and the Ultimate Warrior. Nice. Bo is Uncle Howdy. I had heard that rumor for a while, but I still don't know if I believe it.
No, I'm not. Thanks to you and your
Damn, were you ready to get wild? All I remember is Road Dogg yelling, "Who invited the jackasses?"
Under the following conditions. First, when I'm ready, I get a rematch for my title. And second, you no longer use the safe as part of your entrance, as it will cause further emotional distress,
putting me at an unfair disadvantage. Nice. Oh, technically I haven't used... I only used the safe for my first entrance. So, like, what the fuck is he on about?
Won't be a loss for me. And in the meantime, I have one other condition to prevent legal action. First, you must face my hand-picked opponent, so I can rest up and do some extra scouting.
Can we get another segment with the Road Dogg saying that to the Bloodline? Maybe.
Oh, you'll find out in the ring. Not a great feeling when you don't know who you're facing, is it? Good luck.
Well, the reason I believe it is I saw a backstage picture from the Rumble before the Lights Out match, where he had the hat but not the mask. It was Bo, at least at the Rumble. Yeah, I don't even know where that storyline is going at this point. Like, I appreciate that they were trying to do the slow burn thing, but like, I think they went too slow. And I know that that sounds nitpicky because the whole reason they did the slow burn is because they had always been told that they're not good at long-term storytelling. So they're like, okay, we'll tell a long-term story if that's what you want. But I liked all the teases leading up to his debut. But I think once Bray, or well, not debut, but you know what I mean, his return. But I think once he finally came back, they should have got the ball rolling right away with advancing the storyline and not just being like months and months of the same, like, oh, Bray's trying to be just a normal dude now, but Uncle Howdy keeps getting in his head, and it's just like, okay, well, how many times are we gonna... Should Ray fight Dom at Mania? I think that's gonna happen. I just don't think it's been announced yet. And the main reason I think so is mostly because Ray's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. And typically, not always, but I feel like for the most part, and maybe it is always, I don't know. If someone's getting inducted but still wrestling, that means that at the next night at Mania is probably going to be the retirement match. So I could definitely see it being Ray versus Dom at Mania and it being Ray's last match. So Bloodline story proves they can do long-term storytelling if they want. Yeah. That's true, but I think what they were maybe trying to do was like create another Bloodline type long-term storytelling thing. But like, I don't know. They just they just sat on it for too long. Like they didn't. It was so many weeks of not really advancing the story at all, and like not doing much interesting with it, that everybody's just like, okay, like come on, get on with it. Ray versus Dom, loser leaves match. Honestly, like I could see that. I think one of the first matches of wrestling I saw was Batista versus somebody, ending with a Batista bomb and a pin. Nothing fancy, but at first sight, just really cool. Definitely. Batista, I feel like... I don't know. I was going to say underrated, but I don't know if he is underrated, actually. I don't know. Batista, always one of my favorites, though. As a kid, especially. I had a Batista action figure. I remember that. That was fire. Jesus. If I recall, the only other active competitor going to the Hall of Fame was Ric Flair. I could be wrong, but didn't Shawn Michaels go in the night before Mania 26? Or am I crazy? I know Rick went in the night before Mania 24. But I thought Shawn also went in the night before Mania 26, unless I'm crazy. Which I probably am. I think they're gonna do is have Dom say about Eddie to Ray to provoke the match. I mean, hasn't he already been saying stuff about Eddie? Shawn went in the year after he retired. Okay, well, still. I mean, granted, it's not a good sample size, but if they did the same thing with Rick, I could see them doing the same thing with Ray. Hulk Hogan wrestled after his Hall of Fame induction, and so yes, but like, I'm not saying like ever wrestled again, but it's just like with Ray, it's not like he's had ever like officially retired from WWE and then came back. Like that's what Hulk did. Edge seemingly had to have retired from an injury, was inducted, and then found out years later he could come back. I think those situations are different than... Ray still wrestles. It's not like Ray has, you know, said that he's retired and then just randomly is like, well, yeah, I'll wrestle the odd match here and there. First match I remember seeing was John Cena versus Kane in a stretcher match. Hell yeah. I don't think he's going to retire. He can still go with the best of them. He can still go, but he's also had to, you know, how many countless surgeries to get there. So, like, yeah, he could still go, but also, like, he got to hang it up at some point. I mean, I love Rey Mysterio. He's always been one of my favorites. Don't get me wrong, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, if he's spent how much money, probably, on all these countless surgeries to get back in the shape that he's in now, would you really want to keep working and risk hurting yourself again? I don't know. That's just my theory on it. Either way, maybe he's not retiring this year, but when he does, I think his last match is going to be against Dom. I just feel like they're setting up for it. Not that they're setting up for this to be his last match. Just as a... what's the word? Clarification. But... They're definitely setting up for him to fight Dominic at Mania at the very least. I really don't know if that'll be his retirement match. How old is Ray? Oh my gosh, if I could, like, get up and hit this guy with something, that'd be cool. Sorry that these matches are going so long, guys. I get so focused on talking to y'all that I'm, like, not even focused on the gameplay. Well, this right here is one of my signatures. For Alex asking in the chat. That's one of my signatures. I forgot to do the booty pop and moonsault again. That was not a finisher, by the way. Oh no, why did he do that? He's supposed to do the quick top rope. This is one of my finishers. It's like a fucking cannonball. Oh, come on, Sammy. What do you think of Eddie Guerrero's family not being happy with how much they're bringing up Eddie during this storyline? I don't know. It's always such a tough, like... It's always such a tough thing to deal with. No, don't lock me in the safe. Oh, don't do it. Oh my god. Right now, I'm assuming that Ray's going to be Edge's last opponent, so I don't think he's going to retire, at least until next year. I could kind of see that. My first match I ever saw was DDP versus Sting for the World Heavyweight Championship, which DDP got the title back in the same night, but my first TV match was Eddie Guerrero versus Rob Van Dam. Nice. These are all solid touchstones for starting a love of wrestling. Unless it's going to be Randy, which is also possible. Man, I understand that Edge does not want to, like, quote-unquote bury younger talent, but man, I really wish he could have had another run with the title. Not even, like, it didn't have to be anything crazy, but just for him to win the Royal Rumble and to win the title at Mania, he could have dropped it the next night for all I care, but just for, like, the idea of it, that he either relinquish the title and retire from an injury, and then came back almost a decade later. Unless it's gonna... Yeah, okay. What's up, Gavin? Welcome to the stream. Ray and Edge versus Balor and Dom. That's when Edge goes back to retirement and Ray retires. I don't hate that, but I feel like they should just be separate matches, if that's what they were going to do. Match that made me fall in love with wrestling, and I'm going to sound old here. The Macho Man versus Steamboat from WrestleMania 3. The match that considered the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. I've never seen that myself, but it was... If any of you guys have played WWE 2K14, that had the 30 years of WrestleMania mode, which was like basically the showcase mode before the showcase mode existed. Before they called it showcase mode, I guess. I always loved playing the Ricky Steamboat Macho Man match. That was always one of my favorite matches to play in the 30 years of WrestleMania mode.
Thanks for the assist, but I'm fine.
But,
Looked like it,
yeah.
but I had things under control out there.
First thing I remember about wrestling is that this one kid would talk about it with my bus driver on the way to school in like 2012, and I remember my dad bringing up Taker losing the streak. Dude, that was so fucking heartbreaking. Watching that happen live as my first ever pay-per-view, keep in mind, I was devastated, dude. And I realized the way that I said that made it sound like I was live as in there in the building. I wasn't there in the building. I just meant live as in, like, that was the first pay-per-view I ever watched. Like, that's what I mean by live, I guess. But 2K14 was so good, right, dude? We had some crazy-ass matches on that. Me, you, Isaac, JP, the whole gang. What's my WWE Mount Rushmore? Okay.
Look, let's get this straight.
Take it from someone who's been here.
Are we just talking about, like, my personal favorites? Or Mount Rushmore as in, like...
Fine. I guess we can...
just the absolute best wrestlers? Because I feel like they're different. If we're talking about, like, just straight up Mount Rushmore in the traditional sense of just, like... you know... not even best wrestlers, because that's, I feel like, another conversation entirely, but it's like... I don't know. I'm overthinking it now. Overthinking how to explain it. But... and, sorry, my mind has gone blank right now. So my Mount Rushmore for... in your traditional sense of just... wrestlers who I would say have done the most for wrestling and WWE as a whole. I'll say you gotta put John Cena in there. You gotta put Stone Cold in there. The last two, I think, I'm going to say Shawn Michaels. And the last one, I will say... as much as he has garnered a fair share of controversy in the last how many years, I feel like you can't really make a Mount Rushmore of WWE without talking about, at least mentioning Hulk Hogan. Just because he was, like, not entirely, but almost single-handedly responsible for making wrestling mainstream in the first place. If we're talking about personal favorites... all right, hang on. I'm going to get caught up on chat first, and then I'll talk about my personal favorite Mount Rushmore. Rumors of Power is going to be the Demon, but purple and black. I would be hype, except for the fact that I know that... well, I'm mad that the Demon's not in this game, but I know that they're going to add him in as, like, a card in my faction, and that's going to make me mad. Personal favorite because there's too many legends. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. WrestleMania after Eddie died was supposed to be Eddie versus Shawn. I would have loved to have seen that. That would have been awesome. Remember, Ant just dropped to the floor, and then Keck was figuring out a way to redeem his prediction. Yeah. Dude, it was something else. Andre, Hogan, Austin, HBK. For me, but my favorite of all time is Macho Man and HBK. Nice. Recommend anyone to watch the WrestleMania match between Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat. It's probably the greatest match in that year. I definitely would have to go and watch the actual match not just play through it. But Gunther versus McIntyre versus Sheamus. Who you got winning at Mania for the IC title? Honestly, like, McIntyre and Sheamus are good shouts in terms, like, I mean, I think Gunther's going to retain. I think they're really giving Gunther a big push with that IC title. So I'm going to say Gunther. Line is not in order. From Venice Beach, California. For me, the Mount Rushmore, in terms of legacy, are Hogan, Flair, Andre, and San Martino. For me personally, it's Kane, Eddie, Vader, and Austin. Okay. I respect it. Cena, Stone Cold, The Rock, Shawn. Only reason I didn't put Hulk in is, well, you know why. I have Sheamus for his Grand Slam. Nice. I really wish we could have gotten Gunther versus Lesnar. That could have been cool. I want Gunther to pass Honky's IC title record. I think he did actually as of today, didn't he? Or no? Am I crazy or did I misread? I read something about it that it's, I think, the longest since Honky Tonk Man, maybe? Not that he passed it, but that it's officially the longest since Honky Tonk Man. I don't know. But that would be cool. You'd have to go till just after SummerSlam. Okay, so then, yeah, I must have misread whatever the stat was. Omos and Lesnar is awesome to see, same as Edge versus Balor and Cody and Roman. Edge versus Balor, I mean, I know that rivalry's been going for a while, but, like, they always put on a good match. They're both so good. And I am biased in saying that, I understand, but whatever. Cody and Roman is, I'm sure, going to be a great match, too. Wish I could put Harley Race and Dusty Rhodes in the Legacy Mountain as well, but can't take any of the 4 off of there. Yeah. Bray is ruined now. If he walked out on the company, then I'd say, like, yeah, he's done with WWE. I don't know. What do you think of the idea of Edge leaving for AEW so him and Christian could face the Young Bucks? I don't know, man. Like, it would be cool to see Edge and Christian team up again. And especially against the Young Bucks, but I don't know, man. I'd say never. But I also feel like Edge would want to finish his career in WWE, so I don't know. I could see both. I could see it both ways. Edge is too close to WWE. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Like, he's always, I mean, granted, like, he started his career there, was there the whole time, then had an injury that forced him to retire. So it's like, well, where else was he going to wrestle? But he could have easily left and went to TNA when Christian did or whatever, and he never did. Granted, like, Edge definitely had way more singles success than Christian ever did. So, I mean, it was probably an easier decision for Christian to be like, well, I'm fucking out of here. All right. Fine. No! Come on! Okay, wait. It didn't burn my signature gauge. So we're still good to do the booty pop and moonsault. When is Tyler going to return? So Tyler will be on... actually, the next episode we record, which will be for this coming Monday's Raw. Just a little behind-the-scenes explanation. The main reason Tyler wasn't on the first 2 episodes is because I recorded them both on Wednesday when the game first came out. Or, well, I guess the day after the early access period. And we got a snowstorm like the day before. The roads weren't terrible, but I just told Tyler, I was like, hey, you know what, don't even risk it. Like, I'll just record the first 2 episodes by myself, and then we'll just record a bunch of episodes. Like, we'll just start recording multiple episodes ahead of time, so that if we ever can't get together, at least we have kind of a little bit of a backlog. But yeah. Also, It has to do with like work schedules too, because well, now I'm starting a new shift at work, so now I won't be out of work until 6 p.m. And that's like, doesn't really give us time to record during the week. So now I'll only be able to record on weekends. Which was another thing, is that it wasn't a weekend. So I didn't want to wait until the weekend for us to be able to record, so I was just like, yeah, I'll do the first 2 by myself. And it was Tyler's idea to like send in the videos and stuff. Booty pop. No, he reversed it. No. Fuck you, Sammy. You know what? Just for that, you're getting my other finisher. The Bunny Destroyer. Would you imagine all the wrestling without a single member of the Elite? That would be crazy. What happened to Bray Wyatt versus Bobby at Mania? Did they stop building it up? Oh, I don't know, I guess. Demon Balor, where are you, sweet prince? No, but literally. Where are you? And I should stop singing because I don't want to get a copyright strike. But you guys, some of you know the rest, some of you don't, and that's okay. But where are you?
So these interviews.
There are rumors that either Bray quit WWE or is injured. Oh, jeez.
I've seen these before. I get it.
Okay, good. So a lot to catch up on.
Edge was WCW for a short time, but Edge hasn't ever left WWE. So I think he'll stay, and Christian will have 3 to 5 more years than Edge. I don't really believe in that AEW rumor. Yeah.
I appreciated the assist, but
I can't remember. Did Tyler draft Karrion Kross? Yes, that was actually his first draft pick.
Okay, let's not get hung up on.
So if you and Tyler are the equivalent of Sami and Kevin, which one's more likely to turn on the other at times? LOL.
Championship. Is there any merit to Sami's complaints?
I know I'm new here, but I also know that Sami Zayn will find a way to complain about anything.
That's true. I once heard him complain that the production crew's box dinners were bland.
I don't know.
And uninspired.
Really?
Oh, okay, that was me. But you get the idea.
It's weird to think about, because I think it could really be either of us, depending on the situation.
And give me some flavor.
I know that's like kind of a cop-out answer, but
Sami likes to sneak attack and run? Well, that's not going to happen when I get him inside a cage.
Nice. Really felt the passion there.
Nice. Really felt the passion there. Nice. I say Tyler because of you taking the picks that he wants. See, honestly, that's why I said it depends on the situation. I respect the answer. Okay. How long before Sami or Kevin turn on the other? I give it like a month. I like that my hands like clip through the box. Right after Mania? I don't know. I could see them giving it like a month or 2. You think Sami will get the WWE or Universal Championship on him? If he does, I have a bad feeling they might do something similar to what they were doing with Liv Morgan when she had her women's championship, where like The only time she ever, like, defended it was always off of some type of bullshit. Like, what the hell pay-per-view was it? Where, was it Extreme Rules? Where Liv was defending the title against Ronda, and she, like, tapped but pinned her at the same time. Like, I almost feel like they would maybe do that to Sami Zayn. But also, I don't know, man. Like, if they were going to do... It depends when they do it. I think. Like, if Sami Zayn is still red hot when they do it, I think they'll give him a good push with it. But if they wait too long and he's not as, like, super red hot like he is now, then I could see it going, like, the Liv Morgan route. Where, like, he'll have it for a couple months, but, like... all of his title defenses will have some type of bullshit associated with him. He proved that he can run a main event match. No, 100%. I just... And granted, I think maybe I need to get the notion out of my head that... about some of WWE's, like, tendencies, mostly because Triple H is running the show now. But, I don't know. Ugh. How would you go about splitting the main titles again? I could see it happening a couple of different ways. But I think realistically they're going to stay, quote-unquote, together. Like, it's 2 belts, but I think they're going to stay as a pair until Roman Reigns drops the title. So in this hypothetical going forward, we're going to assume that Cody Rhodes wins at Mania. So I see one of 2 things happening. Either he keeps the belts as is, and then at a... whatever the next pay-per-view would be after Mania, I guess... Backlash, maybe? Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe Roman gets a rematch in before they do anything. I don't know. Or even at Backlash, they could do something where Cody's like, hey, like... I don't know. He's, like, definitely being built as, like, a big baby face right now, so I could see him doing something where, like... where he's like, you know, I'm a fucking fighting champion, and I think it's kind of bullshit that there's only one guy that gets the whole spotlight to himself at the top. So I want to have a match for each belt at Backlash. And so then he'll, like, probably, like, start off the night defending just the Universal title, and then finish the night defending just the WWE title, and he'll lose one of them. So that he'll still be champion, but then someone else will also be champion. And if they play their cards right, I think you give Roman his rematch, have Cody win that match for the title, defend the one title, and then have Sami Zayn beat him for the other title. The other thing I could see, which is a similar situation, is I could see him... He's, like, definitely teased that he wants to bring back one of the old WWE Championship designs. If he wins. He wants to bring back the Winged Eagle belt from, like, the Attitude Era, I believe that was from. Or was that before that? I don't remember. He wants to bring back the Winged Eagle belt, though. That's for sure. Fuck it. And if he's gonna do that for... I wouldn't be... See, I wouldn't be... Okay, in this hypothetical, I wouldn't be against him just changing the one title. and then leaving the other one as its current design. But if he's bringing back one old title, okay, hear me out, guys. Let's bring back another old title, okay? He could bring back the Winged Eagle belt. And then, all right, let's bring back the Big Gold World Heavyweight Championship. Because that's my personal favorite championship of all time. So yes, I'm being biased in this hypothetical situation. But we bring that back, and then maybe he, again, either puts them both on the line at a pay-per-view, or he could just relinquish one. And just give it to Finn Balor. Exactly. See, Jacob, me and you, same wavelength right there. Just give it to Finn Balor. Still waiting for Cross versus Reigns, yeah. Cody versus Sami, 3 stages of hell. Match 1, 2 out of 3 falls. Match 2, no DQ. If needed, falls count anywhere. You can't just have Cody win them both and then come out and say, no, I only wanted the WWE title because that's the one that eluded my family and give up the Universal, right? No, I don't think so, but I mean, like, not necessarily give it up, but, like, I don't think it'll be, I don't think he's going to, like, vacate it or anything. But I think he'll, since he's a babyface, I could see him doing something like, well, I don't think it's fair that Roman Reigns, the bully, fucking had these, you know, the championships for both shows locked fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be something like that, where it seems like a noble thing, and he's going to be like, I'll defend both of these championships until I lose one, or whatever. I don't know, something like that. Again, I'm not claiming to be a friggin' master writer here. I'm just saying, in these hypothetical scenarios, that's the ways that I could see them splitting the belts. Unless they just do it in, like, a really arbitrary way again, where they're just like, okay, brand split. We need a new belt. Oh, well, I guess the third hypothetical I could see is that they combine the titles into one belt and then just come with a new belt. Another new championship. Kind of like what they did with the WWE World Heavyweight, and then they came back with the Universal a couple of years later. I don't know. The only reason they won't bring back the Big Gold is because they love to give the title to sports teams when they win, and they love the big W for marketing. Oh, 100%. But I mean, like, if they still have that design, they can, like, you know what I mean? Well, I guess in my hypothetical, that leaves no room for the Big Gold. If I said he was going to make one the Winged Eagle and keep one the current design. But yeah, that definitely is a marketing thing more than anything. You know, 2 sweet Bullet Club buddies, hell yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the World Heavyweight Championship. I think the Winged Eagle Championship is much superior. Oh, I mean, listen. The Winged Eagle title is beautiful. 100%. I'm not saying one is better than the other. But I'm just saying, personally, I've always loved the Big Gold. And it's mostly nostalgia-based, because it's just like, it was one of the 2 world titles growing up. For me. Like, it was that and the WWE Spinner Belt. Or Cody could just be ultimate babyface and say, like Roman, hold both titles hostage so he keeps one. Yeah, I don't know. It's the etching, man. At this point, it had some history on it, too. Yeah. Cesar asked me recently which belt was my favorite. I knew mentally exactly which one it was. Big Gold. Hell yeah, dude. Either way, one should just go to Balor. Honestly, if he wants to give both to Balor, I wouldn't say no. Who would be the heel for Cody versus Sami? I mean, I think Cody would have to be the heel, but I don't think he would need to do a full-on heel turn. I think it would just be like... I think they could spin it in a way that it's like more of like a friendly competition type thing, and they're still technically both faces. It's just that Cody's like, you sure you're ready for this spotlight, my guy? Type shit. Like, not like being a dick, but like, I mean, I guess being a dick, but like in a lighthearted way, if that makes sense. I don't know. Missed the old IC title. Me too. I loved the white strap Intercontinental belt. That's also Tyler's favorite title too, so I'm sure he would agree with that. I saw the Winged Eagle and it would be refreshing. Yeah. I mean, like, I understand it's mostly for marketing purposes, the current belt design, but it's so boring that that the 2 men's world titles and the 2 women's are all the exact same thing with a different colored strap. Like, it's just so boring. And, like, yes, it's a business. All they give a shit about is money. But, like, I want some variety, man. I have a corny joke for you. Where do you go when you get injured playing peekaboo? To the ICU. Hey, that's not bad. That's a good dad joke. That's definitely a dad joke for sure. Favorite of all time, Mount Rushmore. Oh my god, I completely forgot to go back to that. Okay. Well, this one, for me, I'm going to go Jeff Hardy. I'm going to go Finn Balor. I'm going to go Rey Mysterio. And I'm going to go Seth Rollins. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Hang on. I was a little too haphazard there. Let me amend the list here. Sorry. I'm going to go Jeff Hardy. I'm going to go The Undertaker. I'm going to go Finn Balor. And I'm going to go... Either Shawn Michaels or... No, I'm going to go Shawn Michaels. So Jeff Hardy, The Undertaker, Finn Balor, Shawn Michaels. I felt like I had to put Undertaker in there somewhere. Because, I mean, The Undertaker literally gave me the name for this channel. Like, I was sitting there trying to come up with names for my YouTube channel. And I had the Hexed part already because years before that, before I made my YouTube channel, me and my friends had this, like, pie-in-the-sky dream of, like, making our own professional Call of Duty, like, esports team. Oh, I did not want to do this. Well, screw it, we're here. And so, we were hexed. But of course, I was on PlayStation at the time, and you couldn't change your username at the time. So I just still had my original username, whatever it was, whatever. And then eventually I was like, fuck, I was like, screw it, I'm gonna make a new account. And then it was like named after it was like A7X Sin Shadows, which those of you that don't know, it's just like a bunch of references basically to my favorite band, Avenged Sevenfold. And then I was like, yeah, I really want to start a YouTube channel, but I also don't know if they'll try to sue me if I'm using their name for that. So I was like, so I'm just going to come up with something new. And so I was like, well, what about Hexed something? Because going back to the Hexed thing. And I was sitting there coming up with things. And I had actually came up with the idea of, before I even settled on a name, I came up with the idea of the HP logo, of like the H and the P being connected. And I was like, yo, that's sick. I was like, okay, what are some cool names Hexed something with a P. And I was throwing things around, and I settled on either HexxedPhenom or HexxedPhenom. And I came to Phantom because I love Danny Phantom, a seminal Nickelodeon cartoon. But I ended up settling on Phenom because fucking The Undertaker, the GOAT, as some might say. Actually, I feel like I should put The Undertaker on my other Mount Rushmore too, now that we're talking about it, but whatever. It's too late for that now. Men's neck brace, nice. But, yeah, so there's a little story time on how the channel got its name. Saw Finn coming. I like the U.S. championships, all of them. Honestly, the U.S. championships, I feel like, are the most consistently nice looking between all of them. Granted, I think there's only been, like, 3, I guess, technically, right? Well, at least in the WWE, there's only been, like, 3 designs that I can remember. The John Cena spinner belt, the one that they had until, like, 2020 something, 2021, 2022.
Losing your memory. Enlighten me.
And then it was the current one.
To be a true Intercontinental Champion requires
I heard Roman might follow Rock to Hollywood.
from all over the world.
Once he drops these titles, I feel like he's not like fully retired, but yeah, I could definitely see him going to Hollywood.
Intercontinental specialty is
Mine's
Japanese, lucha,
Eddie, Chris Benoit, even though what he did, Jeff Hardy, and Edge or Undertaker. I respect it. I mean, Chris Benoit is definitely a controversial pick, but I say this with all respect to Roman. He needs to go away for a while after he loses the titles. He's been shoved down our throats for so long. I agree. Like, when he had been shoved down our throats for literally so long as a face.
Sure, but I've got more. Well,
And then, they finally, like, he went away for a while when COVID hit, and then he came back, and the heel character was so refreshing for him that, like, he got himself over, but then they were like, oh, finally, they like him. And so then they were like, okay, well, he's going to hold the titles for like 3 years. And everybody's like, wait, this isn't what we meant. And, like, not to say that the Bloodline storyline isn't or hasn't been good and stuff, because it has been, for the most part. It's just, like, it's the same problem I had with it's starting to be the same problem I had with Brock Lesnar. I mean, granted, Roman shows up way more often than Brock did in the era that I'm speaking of, but I always hated that Brock would come in, win the title, and then disappear. And then only show up when he was building to a match, and then would not show up again for a couple months. And, like, Roman is pretty much always there. Is, like, pretty consistently defending the title on just about every pay-per-view. Not every single one, but, like, most of them. Josie Jane. I'm going to team with Aaliyah, I guess. But, yeah. I agree with what you're saying. Very serious question. If they ever did a Randy Orton showcase, how do you think they address his first world title, or do you think they just ignore it? I think they'll do something where, like, they, like, dance around it in a cutscene where he'll just be like, oh. If they even mention it, it'll be, like, in a, like, random cutscene where he'll just be like, oh, you know, I won my first world title on Raw in 2004. And then they might just show, like, a clip of him walking down to the ring or something. From, like, maybe not even that day, but just, like, Raw from 2004 or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever. They gotta ignore it, yeah, probably. Either ignore it or what I said, just, like, dance around it. Just be like, oh, yeah, I won my first world title then. Against He's not going to say against anybody. He's just going to be like, oh, yes, when I won my first world title. Yeah, he won it from Benoit. Alex. But Cody does win at Mania. I kind of hope so. I hope so. There's no way you could put Chris Benoit in the game, 100%. I was 4 years old when I talked to Chris Benoit, and after he passed, it hit me different when I stopped watching WWE till 2016. Damn. Aaliyah, poor girl, she's never going to be anything, like, ever. Well, that's why I had to pick her, because Yolo McSwiggins could elevate her to new heights, both literally, because he's 7'4", and figuratively, because he's just incredible. Let's go, Aaliyah. He wanted from Chris Benoit at SummerSlam. Okay. All right, I've unlocked Jean-Paul Levesque. I can hop off MyRise for the night. Nice. The Bloodline story gotta end with Jay versus Roman. Definitely. I just don't think the titles need to be involved for that. Like, what I could see happening is that Jay costs him the titles at Mania, and then either at Backlash or, like, maybe even they build it out till SummerSlam or something. Where they just, like, fight in, like, a fucking street fight or something, or, like, a Hell in a Cell, like, something crazy. Honestly, it would be full circle Hell in a Cell. Because that's where they fought the first time. Or was that Jimmy? I always get them so fucking confused. That was Jay, right? Like, 46% sure that that was Jay. Would you and Tyler ever, as a side thing, do my GM? We've considered it. Again, I wouldn't ever, like, never say never. It's definitely something we've considered doing. We're definitely just going to try to focus on Universe 4 now, and then if we find an opening in time to do it without messing up the Universe mode scheduling, we'll definitely do it. Maybe even it's just like a 1 or 2 off live stream or something. But yeah, I would love to do that. Maybe something for Extra Life later in the summer. If you guys don't know, every year I raise money for my local Children's Miracle Network hospital. So maybe it could be something charity related that we stream it and raise money. We'll see. Definitely some options. That was Jay. That was when Jimmy was suspended from his DUI. Okay, yes. I can never tell the difference between either of them. I don't know why. I just am so bad at it. I can't. I'm like that with twins in real life, though, too. Like, any set of identical twins, I can't tell the difference. I hope I'm not, like, exposing myself by saying this, but I have friends who are twins, and I can't tell them apart. Like, I'm not super close with them, but, like, I would consider them friends, definitely, but I can't tell them apart. And so I'm just, whenever I see them, I'm just like, hey, what's up, man? Because I'm just like, I don't know if you're one or the other. So it's just, hey, what's up, man? What's good? Like, I will refuse to use their name because I don't want to get it wrong. So I'll just be like, what's up, dude? But yeah. Jay has the shorter hair now. Okay. When will Randy and Big E return, if ever? I don't know. I mean, Big E had a broken friggin' neck. So I totally understand him still being out. Orton, though, like, I don't know. From what I heard, he's, like, pretty fucked up. So I really don't know what's happening with him, but oh, that was easy. Are me and Tyler related? No, we are not. We're just friends. Tyler is like a brother to me for sure, but no, we're not actually like blood related or anything. Jimmy and Jay aren't identical. Listen, to me they are, okay? All right. I'm just saying, twins, it's rough for me. That's the point I'm trying to get across, you know? Okay, but give me Jay White confronting Cody Raw after Mania if he wins. Honestly?
Congratulations.
Before I leave and go to sleep, since you're bringing this up, I dated a girl that had an identical twin. They switched with me on a date to see if I could tell the difference. Let's just say I got myself in a compromising position. Oof. Let's go, Aaliyah. Good job. They look similar, but they have very clear differences in their features. Yeah, I do understand that. But Edward, 1, I'm not smart. 2, bad with names. So like in my head, trying to look at one and like remember what specific features are different. Like when their hair is different or whatever, like now it's easier to tell. But like when they were like just first started on the main roster and the only difference was like one wore face paint on one side of their face and one on the other, I was like, I don't know which one is you are. Especially when you're not looking closely. Like, I got no idea who you are. When they wore the same outfit and hat, I could never tell the difference. Yeah, like... Do you watch any sports like basketball, football, hockey, soccer, etc.? No, wrestling is really the only, like, sport, if you want to consider it that I watch. And even that, I don't even really watch wrestling all that much. Like, I really only get to watch the pay-per-views. Specifically the WWE pay-per-views, because I respect what AEW is doing, and I know that they put on great matches, but I can't really ever justify spending the money to watch an AEW pay-per-view. But it also doesn't help that I don't have cable in my bedroom. Or, like... So, I don't really have the opportunity to tune into sports games anyways. I, like, have a very slight general, like, knowledge of sports just based on, like, what I read online, but, like, it's very surface level, I would say. Josh, easy fix. Just go back and forth between a picture of each of them over and over again for like 2 hours until you get it down. Honestly, should I do a stream of just me doing that? Because I don't know if would be good content or not. I would definitely lose my mind before 2 hours is up, so I don't know. You guys let me know if that's a good or bad content idea. How long do you think damage control will last? Seeing as how, like, when they first arrived on the scene, I thought they were going to be kind of treated as, like, almost like a female bloodline, like, in the sense that they were going to be, like, super dominant, like, would hold the women's and the women's world title and the tag titles for a long time, or, like, even, like, a women's version of the Shield, kind of. And they've just not done a whole lot of not much. So I really don't know. At this point, I feel like they would all be better off on their own. And granted, like I said, I don't watch week to week, so what they're doing on, like, Raw or whatever, I don't really get to see, but, yeah. Will CM Punk ever return to WWE? Also, did you see Kevin and Sami hug it out? I did not. I'll have to catch up on SmackDown. I'll have to look at the highlights online. But will CM Punk ever return? At this point, I don't think so. I don't know if Triple H holds a grudge as much as more or less than Vince does. But also, like, I guess any press is good press, but I don't see why you would want to bring somebody around like CM Punk if he's just going to start fights in the locker room and shit. Sorry, guys. All right. Yeah, okay, answer that. And I don't know. I think it would be stupid for WWE to let him come back, but also I could see them doing it. I just don't know if CM Punk would ever do it. Unless he was like, I feel like they would have to promise him a lot of things, and I just don't want to see him getting that treatment at this point. Like, it's, I don't know. Randy Orton can't come back as a wrestler. Maybe he returns as a new GM for Raw for a possible brand split. Randy Orton will 100% have, even if it's not like a TV presence still, like a general manager, he will 100% have a backstage presence in the WWE, being a coach or a mentor or something. Like, he'll definitely be around. Going to high school next year, been thinking about my future jobs. I'm going to broadcasting classes to practice for my dream job, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to be an indie wrestler. Hey, I mean, the unfortunate reality is that you'll never know if you like something unless you try to do it. So I would say once you have the opportunity to do it, just go for it and see if you like it. And if you don't, then you'll just have to find something else. And that's the thing I'm kind of struggling with in my own life right now, is that, like, I did a year of college and then never finished because I wasn't sure if it was what I wanted to do. There were other reasons, but, you know, that was definitely one. And so I did a year of, well, I technically only did gen ed, so I don't think I did anything that actually pertained to my major. But I was majoring in computer science. And the dream goal was to do either programming or IT and work at a video game studio. But that was also around the time where, like, it started coming out that, like, hey, most video game studios are a terrible place to work because they're all about hitting deadlines, unrealistic deadlines, and all this crap. And it's, you know, crunch and 100-hour work weeks and all this crazy shit. And I was like, okay, I don't know if I want to do that then. But, like, I really want to do something with video games. So, like, if I'm not doing that with video games, do I want to do it at all? And that's something that I'm still struggling with because I never went back to school yet. And I'm not sure if that's what I want to do with my life now. And it's a whole struggle. But unfortunately, I'm again, do as I say, not as I do. But you have to try it out to figure out if you like it or not. And if you try it for a little bit and you think, hey, maybe wrestling's not for me, then maybe you could even find a job, even with the broadcasting thing. Maybe that could help you, maybe even if you don't actually like being a wrestler yourself. Maybe you could end up being like a backstage like interviewer, like someone like a Kathy Kelly, or, you know, in a similar vein to that. You know what I mean? There's always options. That's my thing. With this everyday bro in the background. Oh, jeez. We getting better grades this year than any before. Nice. I'm glad to hear. The reason I think I am in is because I'm thinking about this. Yeah, I mean, you can't overthink it either. That's something that I am always struggling with, is I get into a mindset and then I like overfixate on it, and then I'm like, then I just get a bunch of anxiety and I'm like, oh God, like, what am I going to do with my life? Like, you know what I mean? Wait a minute. Something's not right here. I escaped the cage. They gave me the belt in the cage, and I'm still inside the cage. What the hell is this? Okay? I've been captured. What the hell am I gonna do? This is bullshit. At least you're not putting yourself in debt while you're trying to figure things out. College came before the internet. YouTube Academy, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why can't I just be a YouTuber, bro? But yeah, no, that's the thing that, like, I hate about the, like, system that we live in now, is like, and granted, I understand there's, like, college isn't the only option, but, like, it just sucks that, like, if you want to go to college, you have to just assume that you are going to like this job and then pay to go to school for at least 4 years and not really find out if you like it or not until you're actually working the job. So you could have gone at least 4 years, how many tens of thousands of dollars in debt, and now you're like, oh, well, being a teacher kind of sucks. I don't want to do this. And then your options are either keep working a job that you hate or go back to school and repeat the whole process.
Thanks for the tip.
Hey,
and I think that's probably what they fucking bank on. No pun intended, but, like,
and I definitely know what it's like.
So dumb. Area 51's coming for you. That's why you're still in the cage. By God. That onto your point. I love wrestling, but I have no desire to ever step in the ring. I'm trying to apply for a job as a writer for our local promotion, MCW, but Dan hasn't responded yet. Yeah, see, like, there's definitely jobs that you can get in the wrestling sphere that aren't necessarily being a wrestler. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to sway your opinion away from, if you want to be an indie wrestler, that's fucking awesome. And I fucking I respect the hell out of it. And I hope you make it big, make it to WWE or AEW or something one day. If that's what you want, then hell yeah, more power to you. But I'm with Edward. I would never want to step in the ring. Because, I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat things, guys. I'm not in the best physical condition. I mean, you guys could probably tell that. But, like, I got all kinds of problems with my feet. I'd be injured every other week. And it just would be no good. So, for me, myself, and plus, I mean, just all the other risks on top of that, no thank you. But yeah, I mean, again, if you try wrestling and you don't, if you try being a wrestler and you don't like it, then there's a ton of other stuff that you could do. Even with those broadcasting classes that could help you, like being a backstage interviewer or like a commentator even maybe, or, you know, there's tons of other jobs in the wrestling sphere that isn't necessarily just being a wrestler. So, but I wish you the best. That's awesome. Pure Karma's been catching up to me. Plus, not that long ago, 3 to 4 months 3-4 months ago, my grandpa passed away. That doesn't help with my mindset. Well, I really apologize for that. Or what? Now I apologize for wording it that way. I apologize. I am tired. But I am sorry for your loss, is what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry for your loss, and yeah, I know what it's like to lose family. It's not. It definitely. What's the word? It has its toll on you, definitely. So I'm sorry for your loss, and it really sucks. Not to mention some teachers are just out to get you. Weird hours, classes that don't pertain to what you want to do, but need to graduate. Very flawed system. The list goes on. Yeah, definitely. That's.
I hear you loud and clear.
I always say college is a scam, and it really is. Like, it really is just a scam. Like, it's just a money-making scheme. I would say the best way to try it is to get in the ring and take some bumps and some real hits in the ring, and if you do like it, after that, go from there and find a school for it. Yeah, finding a wrestling school could definitely help if there's anything around you. I'd be a commentator with Pat McAfee. That would be a hell of a fun time. I've currently got a pretty good plan after school. Right now I'm trying to finish my first year of college by the end of high school, and then do my second year at a community college to get my associates. From there, I plan to get two majors at some nice college in, like, South Carolina. Nice. I guess my internet service provider just does a 2 a.m. reset. Yeah, you hate to see that. That do be happening sometimes, though. He's the first ever loss in my family. Man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Woof Woofy. Woof Woofty. But yeah, a loss in the family really, like I said, takes its toll. So I really apologize. And, again, I'm sorry for your loss. I trained for years, and I got a shot in Amber, Oklahoma, for 50 people and $150. That's not bad. Oh, this sounds weird, but since I was 5, I've been fighting with stuffed animals my entire life. I feel like the man above depends on who you believe. If you believe is telling me something. Yeah, I used to wrestle my stuffed animals and stuff all the time. Sometimes I just bash on the biggest pillows on my room. Yeah. Man keeps wording it like he killed him. Yes. I recognize that. I'm sorry. I'm really freaking tired. Yeah, me saying yes in response to that was probably not... Oh, God. I'm so sorry. Oh, my God. I shouldn't be allowed to stream after midnight. It should be illegal. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm sorry for your loss, and that I hope that you can, at the very least, try to heal from it a little bit. And I've dealt with loss in my family a lot, so I'm not gonna, you know... I mean, you're always gonna miss them. That's a given. But I'm probably in 1 to 2 years going to try to get a job at Walgreens. Yeah, working at a little corner store like a Walgreens ain't bad. I worked at a grocery store for 5 years. Is that how long I worked at insert grocery store here? I guess I don't work for them anymore. But I worked at Giant for 5 years. I'm not sure if many people in the chat's going to know what that is. It's like kind of local, kind of not. It goes by like 6 different names depending on where you are in the US. I think it's like mostly an East Coast thing though, like Northeast. I know it also goes by Martin's depending on where you are. Martin's, there's Stop and Shop, I think, in like New York. There's another one that I'm missing somewhere. I don't remember what it's called now. I lost both my grandfathers, one in 2007 and the other in 2016. My one grandfather I never actually got to meet because he passed away. I don't even know what year. I think my mom was like 16 though. Or 18, something like that. So I never met him, unfortunately. And my other grandfather passed away of cancer in, I don't remember what year it was, but I'm sure I met him a couple times, but I only remember meeting him once. And it was like not too long before he passed away. I'm going part-time after my Mania All-Out War and the Stuffed Animal Federation I made. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm in Florida. We got Publix and Wawa. No Giant or Sheetz. Yeah. Thought Sheetz was countrywide. Honestly, I did too until like a couple years ago. So you're not alone there. The rest of the world is missing out. That's facts. Like, I don't care what people say. People try to have arguments about it all the time. I will flat out say that the one I see a lot is always Wawa versus Sheetz. And Wawa is good, don't get me wrong, but I think nothing compares to Sheetz when it comes to their made to order food. Okay, what is Sheetz? Okay, so we've entered our weird local stuff. Okay. So Sheetz is a gas station chain that is like pretty much only in like the northeastern United States. I think the furthest south I've ever seen one is like Maryland, maybe. I don't remember if there's any in Virginia. But like Whataburger, something else I have never seen or had. No, Whataburger is like a restaurant. Sheetz is a gas station chain. Whataburger is like In-N-Out or like Shake Shack. Like they're just like burger joints that only exist in like certain corners of the world. Like Whataburger is like, I don't think it's exclusively Texas, but it's like almost all like in the South. Whereas In-N-Out is like a lot of the West Coast. And then Shake Shack is like mostly the East Coast, I think. I could be wrong on that. But so Sheetz, it's a gas station. And it's for the most part, it's your bog standard gas station. Except you go in and you can get made to order food. So there's a whole kitchen in the back. And it's like, just like you can get some of the most unhealthy shit that you've ever thought about in this place. Like it's almost all like for some type of combination of fried foods. And it's so greasy, but it's just so good. Like You could get, like, there's a bunch of different appetizers. Like, there's mozzarella sticks. There's, like, chicken tenders or boneless wings or, you know, whatever. Fried pickles. Or there's, like, burgers. And you can get, like, a burger with mozzarella sticks and onion rings on it. Or, like, you can get, like, a little personal pizza and put, you know, whatever you want on it. Like, it's all very customizable. It's 24/7 because it's a gas station. You can just go in, you know, and just get fucking, you know, some crazy combination of food. And it's like, everything there is like, you customize it exactly how you want it. So, like, you could get a wrap with, like, chicken tenders in it and bacon and lettuce and red onions and yellow onions and jalapenos and just, like, the thing that I think separates it from a normal gas station is the whole made-to-order thing. Like, that's what they call it. And there's also, like, milkshakes and stuff you can get from it. It's like, I'm trying to think how to compare, like, what to compare it to. It's... I don't even know how to compare it. It's like, it's basically like a full-service restaurant inside of a gas station, if that makes sense. But it's, like, almost exclusively really unhealthy foods. Like, Wawa's okay, but I agree does not compare. Wawa, the only thing I really ever get from Wawa is their hoagies, which are pretty good. An old friend and I would always wrestle the kids around us, and one day we both put 2 kids in ankle locks, and we got pushed over and accidentally broke their ankles. Jesus! We got Whataburger here in Oklahoma. Okay, nice, nice. Cheats 24/7, yeah. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Gelsosamos? 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 Gelsosamos. It's a local pizza place. I love it. Nice. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Wawa's okay, yeah. Our Sheets is Valero's or Gas and Go then. It's similar, yes. We have some Valero's around here. Similar. AFK, I'm gonna tell my mom my leg is killing me. It's been killing me since 5 a.m. Oof. I'm sorry, man. And now, see, I'm saying it again like as if I fucking hurt your foot. Or hurt your leg. I'm sorry to hear that, is what I'm trying to say. And I hope that your leg gets better. And I am definitely didn't hurt your leg, is what I'm trying to say. We beat up the kids who pushed us and we got in trouble because the kids went home with broken ribs and a fractured jaw. Jeez.
You were a little rough around the edges out there, but you got the job done. Nice work.
Oops. All right. Man, it's really hot in my room. Vibing. Hell yeah. Man, all that talk about Sheets, crack that window. Honestly, I might have to. Might have to. All that talk about sheets got me hungry, though.
Listen, I know you're
Hungry for sheets.
I'm gonna let that slide this one time.
I'm not trying to replace anyone, so just hear me out.
Boy at my school might have gotten arrested. He punched a girl and a cop at my school. Jesus. My old friend was a heavy-set kid, probably 250, 280, and he hit the kid so hard that the kid was trying to figure out how old he was. God damn. Nick, do I know you? Because that sounds like how things were when I was growing up.
Take it.
I'll see what I can do.
Out here in Florida, it's a good night when the weather falls below 70 for the night. I cracked the window. My room feels nice. Man. I can't wait for, like, it to get consistently warm in Pennsylvania so that I could just put my AC in because, man, I thrive when the AC is in. Because, like, my room is always constantly so hot because, I mean, one, I emit a lot of heat, and two, I have a lot of electronics in here which also emit heat. So it's just like a constant, like, heat tunnel running through here. And the AC just takes the edge off on that. Especially when I'm streaming and I got all the lights on and everything.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Back where you're from, I got most of my bad friends out of my life. Really want to fight this one kid at my school, but I don't want my parents down to get mad at me. I don't know. I've never really gotten into a fight at school, but I would say for the most part, unless like you're straight up defending yourself, I would say it's usually not worth it. Again, it depends on the situation. What I'm saying isn't always applicable to every situation, but for the most part, I feel like it's not worth it to start a fight at school. Oklahoma, I'm from Maine. Nice, nice. If you like pain, just do trade school. Yeah, I believe it. That was another thing that I considered was trade school, because like I am like interested in cars, like I like cars, but I also don't know if I would want to work on cars all day. And like the main reason I like thought it would be cool is because could be like, oh, because I just feel like it's such a nice skill to have, to be able to just like not have to take your car into the shop for every little thing. You know what I mean? And just be able to be like, oh yeah, like if something's wrong, it's just be like, oh well, obviously that's the freaking catalytic converter, or oh well, it's got to be the freaking that your blinker fluid's out, you know. I remember the kid saying stuff about my family, and one day he said about my mom, and I grabbed the kid by the throat, Hulk threw him across the cafeteria. Yeah, like I said, depends on the situation, because, like, yeah, I mean, he deserved that. Make him start the fight, then it's self-defense. That's 3,000 IQ right there, honestly. He's kind of trying to push you a lot. Yeah. I love that move. I told my assistant principal he won the biggest dick award, and the teacher started laughing. Yeah, like I said, depends on the situation, but... Alright, Corbin. Sir, you're about to get a booty popping moonsault, and there's nothing you can do about it. Let's go! Oh no, oh no, oh no. Come on! Oh, what's happening? I feel like your wrestler's name, you just spammed random letters. Oh no. This man's name was expertly crafted back in 2014. Because back then, the popular words were YOLO, which means you only live once, and swag. And then it became a joke between me and my friends to say swag instead of swag. And so we combine those two words and we get YOLO swag. And then if you're instead of swagging, if you're swagging, you're swagging. So we got YOLO swagging. And then we added Mick because he's related to Ronald McDonald. And then you get YOLO McSwaggin. And honestly, I just added an S at the end because I thought it sounded better. Alex knows. No, this is a throwback. I had a friend who hated people saying stuff about his friends and family, so one day I went to school, was asking around about why I hadn't seen him the whole day. Someone told me he got suspended for smacking the kid in the face. Hell yeah, into a locker. Gonna have to bring back Tyrus next time I get a WWE game. Hell yeah, man. If you want me to, I can send you a video of the fight that happened at my school on Insta. Just because I don't know how schools are. I don't know. Every school is different, but just in case, I'm gonna say no because I don't want anyone to get in trouble because of it. Come on. My submissions are not very good. I need to upgrade them. Even with me tapping the button as fast as I possibly can, I'm still barely able to submit them even on a red head and body. I like that my victory motion is broken and my opponent is invisible, so it looks like I'm just rubbing the air into the ground. Because Corbin disappeared. It did that the last couple matches too. Oh my god, my phone's at like 30%. I gotta charge this before I could sleep. Alright. I'm shocked you only have... Wait, sorry, hang on. I'm shocked you only have 6.45k subs. You're, in my opinion, the only good universe WWE content creator. Well, I appreciate that, but... The main reason probably is the inconsistency, because YouTube typically won't, like, quote unquote advertise a channel if they feel like said channel is not producing enough content. So that's probably why, but I do appreciate your kind words. Headphones keep like falling out.
Little hard to focus on me when I've got glory.
It was a fight that everybody laughed because the kids were full-blown slapping each other, and the one kid walked and said that the kid's fighting. This is how you fight. And he punched both of them. Who are my favorite content creators? I would say that my straight up favorites are, I guess I should say, a group called Kinda Funny. Not sure if anyone here has heard of them. They make mostly podcasts about just a bunch of random shit. Sometimes just podcasts, just shooting the shit. Sometimes they have gaming podcasts as well. They do a lot of different stuff, but they're probably my all-time favorite, like, YouTube content creators, whatever you want to call it. I actually met them a couple years ago in New York City. That was a great time. When Josh and I discovered that Brock Lesnar was a shooting star press as a finisher, that was a genuine laugh. Josh climbed the ropes with a stored finisher, and a prompt for a finisher popped up. Dude, I still remember how, like, just flabbergasted we were. Like, that is the only way to describe the feeling of watching Brock Lesnar do a shooting star press. Having not known that he did it in the past, like, that was a genuine, like, it was just a genuine moment of pure surprise and astonishment.
I was fine, and I'd be even better if you stopped using me to get...
Wow. You want to hear some real talk?
I'm the Intercontinental Champ.
I think you hit the map, but, like, we had to see it. Yeah.
Never thought me.
You man enough to change? Or would you...
You're on. Only thing
I feel like role-playing creators watch either Bay Area Bugs or Polecat. They're funny as hell. When something happens they weren't expecting.
In that case,
I thought you said
every once in a while it's possible.
I might have to check them out. Usually my, like, my bedtime routine, if you want to call it that, is to just watch, like, just to put YouTube on, watch it for a little bit, kind of wind down. So I'll keep them in mind. Top 3 best and worst 2K games. Okay. I'm not going to be super critical about this. I'm just going to go with my gut and do my top 3 favorites and my top 3 least favorites. So, top number 1 favorite, 2K14. Number 2, I'm going to go 2K22. Number 3, I'm going to go 2K19. I'm also excluding 2K... Did I say 23? I don't think I did. I'm excluding 2K23 from the list because I feel like I haven't played it enough to get a grasp on it. Lag. I'm not seeing any lag on my end. You know, let me check the YouTube. No, it looks like we're getting excellent connection on YouTube's end. I would recommend, if the stream is a little laggy for you, to maybe refresh. Just me, then. I would say a refresh is worth a try. Or if you're watching on mobile, closing out the YouTube app, reopening. But, so yeah. So top 3 2K games. Number 1, WWE 2K14. Number 2, 2K22. Number 3, 2K19. Worst, number 1, 2K20. Number 2, 2K15. Number 3, 2K17. Oh no. I got detention for stuffing a desk full of old papers. I've only gotten detention once in my life, and it was for the dumbest reason possible. It was because my middle school was like trying to crack down on kids being late, like as if it's their fault. In middle school, like most kids are getting dropped off by their parents. It's not the kid's fault that they're fucking late. But whatever. But they were like randomly started instituting this like super strict, like if you're late more than one time in a school quarter, then you would get detention. And it's like, so you're punishing the children for something that is unilaterally mostly the parents' fault. And so, yeah, I got detention because I was late twice in a 45-day period. 45 school day period, I should say. It's just like, this is the dumbest way to get detention. Pulled all the stuff out of the principal's office in the detention before finding the milk. Damn. I agree with Bugs. I used to watch Polecat, but Bugs leaving controversial situation doesn't really have him on that level. Bay Area Bugs, Polecat, they do GTA roleplays. Civ Ryan, he's also really good to watch. Nice. Yeah, the GTA roleplays, I've never, like, watched a lot of content on them, but, like, the idea always was cool to me. Excuse me, ref, are you gonna count? My brother, what? That's the longest count I've seen in my life. I do Roblox roleplay on a game called Emergency Response Liberty County. Nice. Yeah, Roblox is another thing I never really got into. I played it like a couple times, and I was like, this is cool, but I never really played it much. Oh man, my reaction times are getting real slow. Gosh darn it. Oh my goodness. Screw it. Really, a kick out of one? Time hasn't blown by like this in a while, so for that, I thank you. Well, I thank you for being here. Because I wouldn't be able to... I wouldn't be sitting here streaming if it wasn't for you guys. So I appreciate y'all. 417 videos GTA roleplay. They do another roleplay called OCRP. They drive around doing their own thing. One of the... I can't remember the guy's name. I was subscribed to him for a while, though. Where he would do GTA police role-playing. But not online. It was just this, like, police mod where it would just, like, show you crimes on the map of just, like, the random NPCs in the story mode. And he would just go and arrest them. Steve the Gamer 557. Maybe? I don't quite remember, but... I've been on blah, 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 if I could talk. Oh, question mark. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if that was his name or not. I don't think so. I want to say it was something like something. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing up two different YouTubers. I don't know. But I haven't been subscribed to him in a while. I unsubscribed a while ago, so I don't remember. But only Dean Ambrose can count slower and at least be in the middle of a phone call. Dean was funny as hell with being the ref while signing autographs and taking phone calls. Yeah. I'm vibing, playing my 3DS before the eShop closes, doing a few things Pokemon related. I remember your Pokemon streams, and apparently you played some of the more boring games, especially with Legends Arceus. Yeah, I played Legends Arceus, most of it on stream, I think, from what I remember. Yeah, Legends Arceus is an interesting game. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't complain about Pokemon trying something new, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it. Like, some of the ideas were cool, but like some of the ideas on paper, like standalone, were cool, but just all of those ideas combined into one game wasn't that great. If that makes sense.
Hey, champ. Been meaning to talk to you about a potential big opportunity. Is now a good time?
Yeah, sure. What's going on?
So far, you've been living up to the office's expectations, but now it's time for a big test. We want the Lock to headline a live event for the first time, defending the Intercontinental Championship.
A live event? I'm not sure that's a big test.
Let me finish. The live event's in one of our top markets, LA. But there's always a lot of competition for the WWE Universe's entertainment dollar. Takes a big-name talent to put butts and seats there. You know, like when I main evented WrestleMania 12.
Wasn't that in Anaheim? Technically not LA.
Nothing gets by you. Anyway, if you can sell out a major arena in LA, you can do it anywhere. Even Anaheim. So what do you think?
I think I'm more than ready. Let's make it happen.
Great.
Has Triple H made an appearance as the CEO yet?
Sami Zayn, Ridge Holland, Austin
No.
You just promote your appearance without an opponent.
I think people have seen me face Sammy and Ridge enough. Time for a fresh matchup.
Just realized I've been playing 2K23 for 3 days in a row. I might need a break soon, but it's too much fun with war games. Nice.
I'll see myself out.
Have you tried Pokemon Scarlet or Violet? Yes, I've I played. That's how you know I'm getting really tired when I start.
So, live event coming up. Do you feel
Why can't I think of words?
knowing that same night The Rock will be in LA promoting the premiere of his new movie Mudslide? I don't know why they didn't call it Rock Slide. It was right there.
But yeah, I played Violet.
That's news to me, and to be honest, that does raise the stakes a bit.
Rock's
a huge deal, obviously.
I like Violet, but also it's just like I can't help but feel like it's just more of the same. You know what I mean? Like there's the only real innovation that they made is that it's open world, but like they only did half of the work of making it actually open world, if that makes sense. Because like they made it like a marketing thing that they were like, oh, you can go anywhere, do the gyms in any order, or like do anything in any order. But it's like, yeah, technically that's true. Like technically, if I wanted to, I could go do the ice gym right away. But they're also all like level 50 Pokemon, so like I'm not gonna walk up with my little fucking Why can't I think of the name of the fucking Pokemon? I'm not gonna walk up with fucking Quaxley or Fuecoco at like level 10 and beat the Ice Gym. Because they don't scale. If they would have made it so that all of those side activities just scale to like around what level you are, like within like 1 or 2 levels of your Pokemon, they could have made it 10 times better. But they just like half-assed it, which is like the Pokemon motto anymore, I feel like. I want to get into GTA or roleplay, but most servers are 18 plus. Yeah, that stinks. I turn off my lights and it's laggy. The F. I've never heard that before. But guys, it's been a fun stream. But we're approaching the 3-hour mark. So I think after this match, we're going to call it a night, call it a stream. Expect you to go fight a level 30 Pokemon with a level 1 Pikachu. No, literally, like... Yeah, technically you can do the gyms in any order, but like... It still makes the most sense to just do them in the already intended order. Like, there's clearly an order that they're intended to be done in based on their level caps. So, like, why even give the option if it's not realistic? Because, like, who in reality is going to be like, oh, I am so... Other than for, like, a YouTube video that's just, like, funny, like, haha, like, why would you do that? Who is legitimate? There's going to be such a small section of the community who's going to be like, oh, I need to do the Ice Gym first, so I'm going to grind all of my Pokemon up to level 50 and then go do that gym and then be able to destroy every other gym and Titan Pokemon and everything else in the game because I did the last gym first. And now my Pokemon are... like maxed out, basically. Not maxed out, but like... Even with the Pokemon Home, I feel like they really just put restrictions on people who have Pokemon on standby for years. Like, they probably still want the player to follow a certain path. Like, beat the game before you can import anything. Well, not only that, but like... And granted, I've never really kept up with the whole Pokemon, like, Home, or... I know it's gone by a couple different names. I've never really kept up with that stuff, so I don't know if it's always been this way, but it's like... kind of annoying that, like, how long they wait until after the game comes out to allow you to import or export Pokemon to the game. It's like, unless you're picking up the game later, like, is anyone really gonna care about... Like, if I've beaten the game already, am I really gonna care in, like, 6 months when I can now import my friggin' Charizard? Like, not really, like, because what's there left to do with Charizard other than do, like, online battles? That's the other thing that makes me mad about that restriction, is, like, I thought about using that service, because it's, like, a cool idea, but the fact that new games don't get the ability to use it for so long, it's just kind of worthless. Have you ever played Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead Redemption 1? I've played a little bit of both. I liked Red Dead Redemption 1 quite a bit. I only ever played it at my friend's house, though. And I didn't really get to do any, like, story stuff. It was just, like, fucking around. Red Dead Redemption 2, and I know that this is a hot take, but I think Red Dead Redemption 2, not from a story perspective. The story, from what I played, was awesome. But from a gameplay perspective... it's just so freaking boring, dude. Like, the game is beautiful. The environments are beautiful. Like, everything about the game is great, except it's just so boring. Like, the gameplay loop is so boring. Like, the world is too big for its own good. The map is too big. Because it's like, okay, cool. So here's how the game goes for me. Woof, I'm sorry. That's why you fast travel. But it's like... granted, I didn't play the game very long. It was only like 4 or 5 hours. But I don't remember what arbitrary weird thing that I had to do to fast travel. But I remember being like, well, why can't I just do it for free? Or I don't remember. I don't remember what the idea was. But I remember having an issue with the way fast travel was handled in that game. Oh, yeah, you had to spend money to do it. Or whatever. But to me, it was just like, the first couple hours even, it was just like, the same thing over and over again of like, okay, ride my horse here for like 20 minutes. And then, okay, I got to the place. Here's a cutscene. Okay, here's like 2 seconds of gun combat. Okay, now ride your horse 20 minutes back while Dutch talks to you. And like, those times are exaggerated. But like, it just felt like the same thing over and over again. And I understand that like, in reality, that's like every open world game. It's just that there was too much downtime, in my opinion, that I just got bored really quickly. And I understand that there's fast travel, and I get that. I would be willing to go back and try it again, but I don't think I would pay for the game. Like, if it was on... I think it was on PlayStation Plus at some point. I don't know if it still is. But I would be... let me check. I would be... I would definitely go back and give it another shot. A Far Cry 5. What? Oh yeah, I forgot about this. That I got like a PS5 patch. Sorry, what was I looking for? Red Dead 2. Red. You would think that... Oh, because I'm looking at PlayStation Plus, that's why. Yeah, $60. And I can't even play it on PS5? Oh, never mind. No, not for $60. Oh, the Ultimate Edition's 30. Wait, what? Oh, this is Red Dead Online. Red Dead Online, Red Dead Story Mode, Special Edition content, Ultimate Edition content. I don't know. I'll consider it. I will consider potentially purchasing it and playing it on stream or whatever. But I make no promises. For me, traveling was free. Yeah. Again, I don't exactly remember, but Red Dead 2 I was talking about yesterday. I don't think there's any more online support coming. A little too much emphasis on hunting and not enough emphasis on heists or other outlaw stuff. Yeah. Horse go here. Now I'm bored. I'm getting off Red Dead 2. Yeah, kinda. The Undead Nightmare was so much fun. I remember that. When I got it was only 19. Red Dead 1 was only $9.99. Nice. I want to play the story again because it's so nice, but I see why it sort of flopped. I mean, from a story perspective, I heard it was really good. It was just the actual, like, gameplay loop that I couldn't get past. And the other thing that made me mad was, like, all of the, like, they focused way too much on trying to make the game as realistic as possible. And it's like, I respect what they were going for, but that doesn't mean that I have to like it, you know what I mean? It's just like, the whole, like, oh, some people won't talk to you if you haven't showered in a while, or, you know, oh, if your beard is too long, some people might not talk to you, or might, you know, say something, or, you have to keep up with, like your hair grows, and you got to keep up with it, and, like, if you go into the cold part of the map, you got to put on your jacket, and if you go back out into the warm part, you got to take the jacket off, and you got to feed your horse, and you got to feed yourself, and it's just like it was too busy. There was too much going on, I feel like, for its own good. And this is just from what I remember from the first couple hours. This is just what I remember, and maybe I'm like gassing it up in my own head, and maybe it wasn't that bad. I don't know. Like I said, I played it on like the day of release and haven't played it since then. Have you ever played GTA 5? Yes, I've played quite a lot of GTA 5. Need to remaster Undead Nightmare and make it personally hated Undead Nightmare. I only played it for a little, just got tired of it. Again, Undead Nightmare was another one where I never like played it. It was just like what's the word? It was more or less along the lines of like just like pick up the controller at your friend's house and just mess around for a couple minutes type. Play GTA 5. I like GTA 5's story. It's alright. I think GTA 4 has a better overall story. But they need to remaster Undead Nightmare. I think they should remaster Red Dead 1, to be honest. Mogus. Undead Nightmares was fun until I played it for the third time. I remember I tried playing Red Dead 1 through PlayStation Plus like a long time ago. But like that's not ideal because you can only like stream it through the internet, and that's not the ideal way to play that game. It looks like crap and it runs like crap. But, guys, match is over. We're moving on to another storyline. I assume there's maybe a cutscene that needs to play. Maybe, possibly. But once we get to the next standstill area, we're gonna... Oh, what do you know? There we are. Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna call that a stream for tonight. I thank you guys so much for hanging out. We've had some good conversation here. And I appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much for hanging out. Really, really appreciate you guys. Good night, guys. And until next time, Phenom